Top 6 reasons why I wouldn't sell my house. Number 1, transactional cost. Selling a home is not really that simple of a process. It requires a lot of services from different professionals like a lawyer, realtor, sometimes even people who renovate your place. So, depending on the condition of the house and the market, you might need to even renovate the house, which may cause you additional costs. So depending on the particular situation, the transactional cost can really eat into your profit. Number 2, capital gains tax. Depending on whether it's a principal residence or an investment property, the amount of capital gains liability could significantly reduce your profitability from that particular transaction. So please consult a tax professional before you make that decision to sell your home. Number 3, interest rates. Now, everyone is talking about interest rates these days. So as you might have seen in the news and everywhere, like it was pretty much at the historically lowest value in 2020 during COVID. And soon after that, I would say in 2020, the Bank of Canada started increasing their interest rate, sitting at 4.75% right now. So that's pretty, I would say, high depending on what we have had in the past. So depending on the interest rate position of the market, there could be a really high possibility that the buyers do not really want to enter the market because they are just not willing to pay thousands of dollars in just interest payments in an annual basis for their mortgage payment. So that is something that one should definitely consider, because if the interest rates are high, the pool of buyers is small, so you may not get that many offers for your property. So you might have to sell your property even at a lower price than your list price, which is certainly something that a seller would not want. So please consider the interest rates before you sell your place. Number 4, home appreciation. Now, Ottawa has been really stable, and the home appreciation in Ottawa has increased steadily over the last, I would say, 3 decades, as I have shown in a video in the past. But just for the purposes of this video, let's look at the home appreciation for the last 7 years. So as you can see on the screen, for the last 7 years, there has been a home appreciation rate of about 163%. So that's pretty good. In my opinion, an average home can fetch you for something in Ottawa. So that is something that one should definitely consider, because if you are just selling your place and you are just getting rid of that particular asset, you might be just losing out on a very valuable and appreciated asset, which might be very beneficial for you to keep in the future. Number 5, rental income. So every house has a potential for a certain amount of rental depending on where it sits in the market, where the location is, and what kind of tenants it might attract. So before you decide to sell your property, it would be beneficial to consider if you will be willing to rent it out. Now, rental is another, I would say, ball game in its own criteria, because you might not be willing to work with tenants to filter the tenants, and occasionally maybe maintaining the property which was probably damaged by the tenants. So that is something worth considering if you want to have that steady flow of cash, if it's in fact a cash flow property, and something that is worth considering in the long run, because rental income is something that can provide you with that financial stability over the years. Number 6, the final point, that is future plans. Now, for example, let's say you have a job offer that requires you to relocate to another state or even outside of Canada. So that's the reason you want to sell your home in Ottawa. But there is a slight possibility in the future that you might be coming back to Ottawa, and then at that point, you will require a place to stay. So in that case, depending on the market and the general law of appreciation in terms of Ottawa real estate, as we have seen in terms of the numbers in the past, it might be very difficult, and the market might be very competitive in the scenario when you do come back and you decide to buy a home in Ottawa. Therefore, if your future plans in terms of finances, your location and everything is a little bit uncertain, maybe it would be a good idea to just rent your property and not sell it, because you might be coming back to the city, and at that time you might again think of changing your residence or something. But if you have something in your portfolio, a property, you will have a card to exchange in terms of getting a new home or new house in that particular scenario, instead of having nothing to trade with. So that is something one should definitely consider. So all in all, selling a home is not really a straightforward decision. It is something that one should definitely consider seriously, and all factors should be weighed in before you make that decision for yourself. Now, if you absolutely do not want to deal with the maintenance of the property in terms of rental or even your own home, and you just want simple things in terms of just renting the place, then probably selling is for you. And another point that might be something that would make the case of selling your house a little bit more strong would be if you are just completely not able to make your mortgage payments. So financially, if a decision of keeping the house does not make sense, then in that case, maybe selling the home is really a good decision for you. So please weigh in all those factors before that you make that decision. Now, because I am a realtor, I'm in the game of selling and buying properties. This goes against my, I would say, personal profitability to tell people that please don't sell your home. But I really wanted to come from a point of truth and my own opinion in the matter, which is something that believes in buying and holding onto the assets. So I believe in the long game. I like to actually hold on to the assets, be it real estate or stocks, because that is something I'm planning for my future. So if that is the case, that is something that you resonate with, please hold on to your own house and do not sell. But if the condition really is against those odds and you have to sell, then please go ahead. But I hope you found it useful. Thank you.